Oh, hello. I'm here to welcome you to Pest Post by Peggy. After 36 years in the pest control industry, I thought I would make a little video explaining some of the funny things that have happened to me and some of the weird things I've heard about happening as exterminators went out to do their job. My first little posting will be about, it's named, "Do you see anything?" As I went out one day, about 10 years ago, to do a termite inspection, I went up to a house that was in older part of Sparks. The house was on a rock wall foundation. As I drove up to the house, I noticed that I had to check for earthwood contacts, faulty grades, things like that on the exterior, see if there are enough vents. So I went up to the door, two or three steps, knocked on the door, and I heard the woman inside say, "Just a minute." And I said, "Hi, I'm just coming to do your pest inspection, and would you mind if I did the outside while you're getting ready?" She said, "No, that's fine, go ahead, I'm just getting ready for work." I said, "That'll be fine." So once I went ahead and got around the outside, checked for vents, checked for earthwood contacts, and then I realized that the house was probably one of the old railroad houses that had been moved in back in the 1910s or so, 1930s. So I went back up to the door, and I knocked again, and the lady said, "Oh, hello," and she opened the door, and she had a robe on, and she had curlers, those great big huge roller curlers that they used to use to curl her hair. And I said, "Well, I'm just here to do your inspection, and I'll have to run all the water, I'll have to check the window and door seals and things like that to see if I can see anything." And she said, "That's fine, go ahead. If you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and keep getting ready." And I said, "Okay." So as I walked in, I noticed in her living room that there was a coffee table right next to the couch, and she proceeded to go ahead and scoot underneath the coffee table, just her robe on again, and she started doing her stuff. She was watching TV as she was getting ready. So I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do my inspection." So as I'm going through the house, I asked the lady from the, I think the bedroom or whatever, I said, "Where's your crawl space? Do you have a crawl space to get underneath your house?" And she said, "Yes, it's in the closet. I think that's what that little square is in there." So I lifted up a piece of carpet. The carpet had exposed a little tiny about 18 by 18 inch square that I had to crawl down into. So I went ahead and I opened it up with my screwdriver, got on my knee pads, got my flashlight, my probing stick, and I proceeded to go underneath the crawl space. In the meantime, I could hear the TV program going on upstairs. The lady was up there watching TV, so everything was fine. And then I started looking around, and all I saw were wood everywhere, chunks of wood. The foundation was really crumbling. Some of the wood, the direct posts were holding up the flooring, were right on the ground, so that's an earthwood contact. So I started going through, and as I was moving stuff, I started moving stuff to look for termites and debris and stuff like that. Well, as I was moving it, the lady kept saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'd yell through the floor, "I'm fine, I'm fine." Or else I'd pound on the door, pound on the subfloor, and she'd say, "What's that?" And I'd say, "I'm just checking the flooring, no problem, don't worry about it." And so she said, "Okay, that's fine." So then I went ahead and I was done with the inspection. I'd gone all around the whole interior of the exterior. And then I'd done everything else to check for termites, dry rot, everything that an inspection called for. So then as I was making my way toward the crawl space, I heard the lady get up and start walking toward the bedroom where the crawl space was. Well, I didn't know what was going on, so I thought, well, she's just getting up and going to where the exit is or whatever, where I'll have to come out. So I went ahead, I was crawling out on my hands and legs, and I could barely crawl on the belly rubber, so I was on my stomach and this and that. So I got to the crawl space, and little did I know that the woman had actually come and got right by the crawl space and almost straddled the crawl space. And I got there, and all of a sudden she was above me, and when she said, "Do you see anything?" And I looked up, and I saw everything.